I took a little break here from building on my bike to do a little touch-up on my dad's 83 three-wheeler conversion. We have a few car shows coming up here at the end of the summer, and I want to try to get both bikes ready to show. The biggest improvement was replacing the busted up original Honda three-wheeler seat that was on here. I ended up building a seat from scratch out of sheet metal, a $5 camping mat from Walmart, and a little bit of vinyl from Amazon. I think it turned out pretty slick. If you're curious about this bike, I'll leave a link in the comments if you want to watch that build video. But for now, let's get back to building my bike. After watching a few vintage Evel Knievel videos from the 70s, I decided to go with a white bike with blue and red stripes. Give it a whole red, white, and blue vibe. After the paint setup, I spent the evening doing a little wet sanding with 1200 grit sandpaper to get this thing as smooth as possible. Right on, every last little bit of orange peel is gone, and it should buff up really nice. Here are the fiberglass side body panels that we made in last week's video. I'm really happy with how they turned out. Now let's see if I can run the buffer with one hand and not burn through the paint or drop something. Now it's time to switch to a finer polishing pad and polishing compound. And whoa, hey, careful there, Tiger. Good catch. Everything is starting to look really glassy. Nice. All done. Now here's hoping I can remember how everything goes back together. Now we're getting somewhere and it's starting to look something like a bike. It looks a little bland right now without any stripes, but we'll remedy that situation with a few decals. I made this decal on my vinyl cutter. Unfortunately, I didn't get any video of that, but I am making some stripes in next week's video, and I'll show you the whole process then. Man, the flies were thick in the garage today. They must have liked the smell of the fresh paint. Nice. That's what I'm talking about. I made a little mounting bracket out of angle iron aluminum, and I'm going to be using that to mount an LED tail light to the back. Here I'm splicing in the second headlight into the stock wiring harness. The original muffler on the three-wheeler was really rusted out, so I ended up chopping off the downpipe, and I'm going to use that to mate to the back end of a 1970s Honda Trail 70 muffler. I just need to grab the 10 million RPM Wheel of Fantastic Death and the welder and move a couple of brackets around, and everything should fit just fine. Yeah, even though I soaked this rug in water, don't try this at home. Now I'll just add the stock Trail 70 heat shield back on, and this thing looks like it belongs there. Now we're getting somewhere. If any of you are curious and watching some of the earlier videos in this build series, I'll have them linked in the description below, or you can click on the playlist on my YouTube channel page. Now the old 90 is definitely in need of a rebuild. It smokes, it shifts okay, which is odd, but it definitely needs a rebuild. Unfortunately, I don't have time right now because I'm trying to get everything ready to go for a car show and maybe a quick weekend trip with it somewhere. So I'm just going to spruce everything up with paint for now and then maybe make a winter project out of rebuilding it. Or maybe find a 110 or a 125 to fit into it. Whatever I do, I'll be sure to record it and post a video later. I'm masking off the cylinder here because this needs to be black, and I'm going to be spraying silver. Using a catalyzed automotive paint instead of a rattle can is amazing. The paint is solvent resistant, so if you get gas or grease on it, it won't hurt the paint. It'll keep its gloss forever. Also, if you go slopping through the mud, it washes right off with a hose and looks brand new again. I'm cleaning up the cylinder with a nylon wheel, and I'll just hand paint this with some high temp automotive engine paint. Now the head is a different story. I haven't found an automotive engine paint that won't yellow over time due to the excess heat from the head, but what I found that does work great is ceramic header paint. The points cover is all painted up, and I'm just using some sandpaper here to bring the fins back to the bare aluminum. Nice. So next week we're going to shift gears, and I'm going to grab the computer and do some computer stuff and draw some graphics up, and then I'll grab the vinyl cutter and we'll cut out some graphics and we'll make some graphics. Or I might just take a break and tear ass around on a Honda Fat Cat. See you next week. I'm out of here.